Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen Freddy fight teenagers. And you've seen Freddy be gay for some reason. It's a thing. Freddy's Revenge. Go look it up. And then you've seen Freddy fight dream warriors and psychologists and all kinds of things. But now, watch Freddy battle his biggest challenge. I think it's an 8-year-old boy in Wes Craven's New Nightmare, released in 1994. Before I go any further, let me remind you all that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I buy one of these bracelets here from the company 4Ocean. And for every bracelet I buy, 4Ocean will pull a pound of trash out of the ocean. So, yeah. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Follow-up to Freddy's Dead. Here is, of course, the thing is that in universe, Freddy got smashed, so he's no longer a thing. So they've brought him into a new universe. This is a universe where the films exist and Freddy is a character, and there's a completely different mythology and mythos and magic to him. And guess what? You're even more freaking scared because now he's going after a little kid. I have to say, this is a very effective movie. I mean, the special effects, of course, were... Freddy looks like he's wearing a rubber mask. Which he is, but I mean, you know. The original rubber mask was much more complicated and parts moved differently, and that's the pizza face mask. This is the super evil mask, and it's just yes, it's a little more threatening, but I don't know. I mean, it's a personal preference. This is the second Nightmare on Elm Street film that I saw in theaters, by the way. Shows you just how old I am. But, yeah. If I had to pick a second favorite in the bunch up till this point, it would definitely be this movie because this film is outright terrifying. You've got a mother trying to protect her child from a demon. And whereas that is a so-done plot, it is a very fresh take on the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and Freddy's new look is, pretty intimidating. I do have to say that Robert Englund's performance as Freddy seemed a little lacking. I don't think he was quite as into it as maybe he should have been, which I don't know if that's supposed to be the actor trying to come through and stop the demon, or, I mean, it could be a choice, it could not. It's all up to how you interpret it. Again, kill a character and bring it back, doesn't matter. So long as the script is done well, you can do that. And I mean, the first Nightmare on Elm Street is a must-watch. And if you saw the other films, this film will be better for you. As a standalone, it's still a must-watch. I really think that this is it's an excellent film. I mean, I'm a little biased because I've seen a lot of bad films lately. It's Halloween, I'm looking at the horror. But it's just the level of immersion into this world, the character of Nancy slash Heather, because she kind of is both characters in this movie. You see her get wounded. This is a very classic hero story, because in the end she's at her weakest when she faces the monster. This is really riveting. I mean, look, I don't care if many of the teenagers in the first movie die because I don't like them as people. There's the dumb jock and the horny guy, and and the chick who just wants to get laid and whatever have you. And these are common tropes, but in this one, much like in the movie Aliens, did Aliens? I know it was a 90s release. But much like, 80s release. So yes, much like in the movie Aliens, and it could have taken a page from that book, the final girl is not fighting for her own survival. She is fighting for the survival of a child, which, that's much more noble, much more interesting, and considerably higher on the horror level. I mean, I have to say, this movie, if anything scared me in movies, and there isn't a lot that does, because, I've met my sister, and if you've met my sister, you're not afraid of anything. It's somebody going after a child. That's the one that's it's like my greatest fear is someone harming, those I care about. So it's a greater fear to you as you age, not harm coming to yourself, but harm coming to others. So basically what's happened here is Nightmare on Elm Street grew up. And oh, is it back. Now I have to admit, again, not a perfect movie, some flaws in the performance, and some of this, like, in the beginning there are scenes where they're making a movie, which is supposed to be this movie. Very meta. It's a very meta kind of experience, but why would they be making the movie if the script isn't finished? It's a big complaint. And it's sort of one of the things that really speaks to me is the fact that as a writer, yes, writing, the act of writing can be just as interesting as the finished product. So yeah, it really speaks to me there as well. But, if you haven't seen this movie, if you could only see 2 of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, this would be it. This one and the original. Because, yeah, it's the most unique after the original. Anyway, just my opinion. Love to hear yours. Comments below. I'm Richard.
That's right, Randall the Rat here, and I'm back. Despite your best effort to be lazy, Richard, the owner of this channel, is still going to pay for a pound of trash to be removed from the ocean for every 1,000 subscribers after he gets monetized. He's paid for 2 pounds. He wants to pay for more. He wants to save the ocean at no cost to you. And what do you have to do? What do you have to do, lazy, disgusting, delicious human? You have to like this video and comment on it and encourage people to subscribe. Randall the Rat, could you come over? You look delicious. Come over. Maybe don't comment on this video, because then people will know you came over, and then I'll eat you and they'll know. Haven't had human in a while.